Tag, wir sind vor Hack Defense und wir haben heute einen wirklich interessanten Gewehr für Sie. Dies ist ein Mauser 98 im Kriegsjahr 44 an der Mauser Fabrik in Oberndorf am Neckar hergestellt. Es wurde Anfang des Jahres wahrscheinlich an die russische Front ausgeliefert und es wurde von den Russen gefangen genommen und dann wird es wieder aufgebaut und eingelagert. So, we started out in German. We'll transfer now to English. We thought it'd be appropriate to start this review in German, at least what little German I can remember from my youth anyway. We got a dang dog barking next door, but we'll have to persevere through that, I guess. But this is a Mauser model 98. This is called a K98 or 98, a Modell 98 auf Deutsch. This was developed for the German Army in the mid-1930s, and the shorter version is called the Karabiner. It's a carbine, basically. The original German Mausers were longer barreled. This is a shorter version, bolt operated, as you can see. Now I've got a dummy round in there so that you can see where that round goes, but that dummy round doesn't like to load very well once it gets too far out, but just eject it. But as you can see, this one, and we'll get closer, hopefully the camera will focus on it, but if you can see, it says BYF right here, BYF 44. That means it was made in the Mauser factory in Oberndorf, which was the main Mauser factory on the Neckar River, which is just south of Stuttgart. Now, the thing that makes this one unique is that this was made in Oberndorf. Of course, there were millions of them made there, but the Oberndorf factory was the only factory in continuous operation from the very beginning of production of the Mausers right up until the end of 1945, when it was captured, bombed out and captured. This one is what's called a Russian capture. You can see there's got a little X right there stamped in it. Also on the side right here there's an X, and if you look, I don't know if you can see that carefully, but you can see where the Nazi swastikas were hammered out. That's what the Russians did. This was called a Russian capture gun, and what happened was it was made in 1944 in Oberndorf, and then it was shipped to the Russian front by 1944. This one came out early in 44, and by spring of 1944 the Russians were closing in on the Germans all across the Eastern Front. In fact, they were on the borders of Poland, East Prussia. They had already pushed into Romania, Bulgaria, and they were closing in on the Third Reich at that point. But this one, no doubt, went to the Eastern Front, where it was involved in combat there. It was captured by the Russians, and then it was disassembled. And then what the Russians did was they took all the parts. Of course, the Americans did the same thing after the war with the M1 Garands. They just disassembled it, and then they rebuilt them, armory, refinished them out of parts. The original here receiver is the Oberndorf receiver. Of course, the bolt and a lot of the other parts don't match. The Russian serial number, put a serial number on the stock right here to match the original bolt, and then they tried to use what they called an electro pencil, but it was basically just an engraver. They tried to re-engrave numbers on, but basically it's a rebuilt gun. So if you look at the rifling in this gun, the bore's in great condition, the rifling's in great condition. You can see some dents and dings in the stock. Those are in there honestly from combat and from capture, and Boy, if this gun could talk, it'd be interesting to hear the story, and probably very sad and traumatic, I'm guessing, as well. It loads, it's magazine fed, 5 round, loads with a stripper clip. Stripper clip sits right here on top, and then you push them down into the magazine and load them. And then, of course, once they're in there, the clip either falls out when you close it, or you can pull it out, and then you can rack around in. And this one has cleaning rod. The thing that was interesting about this, these cleaning rods are short. I think the idea was for 3 or 4 guys to put their cleaning rods together, make one long enough to actually clean one rifle, so they had to work as a team. This one also has a sight hood, and that's been put on after the fact. But it's in great shape. I paid $250 for it. It's got an aftermarket sling on it, of course. Very nice gun, very nice gun. Shoots great. We'll take some close-up pictures of it here in a minute, and then we'll shoot it. Ammo's kind of scarce right now, as most of you know, but we got 5 rounds or so that we'll run through it and show you how it sounds. And but nice gun, very nice. We like it. Glad we got it. We'll do some close-ups now. Again, this one was made in Oberndorf, 1944. Captured by the Russians. Very nice gun. Parts are not matching, but for a shooter, it's a real nice gun. And you can see the detail. I'll turn it over here. You can see the markings on it. Let's get it up here in the sun. Maybe you can see it better. The BYF, and this is the X there marked into it, indicates Russian capture. And here on the sides, you can see where the Russians took a hammer and a chisel or something and peened out the original Nazi markings on the side. Although there are still Waffenamt stamps around on it, they only peened those 2 on the side out right there. But nice gun, real nice gun. We'll set it right here. Kind of interesting piece of history. That's what we like. We like interesting firearms that are a piece of history. Okay, here we are on the range, and we're going to shoot the K98, and I got 5 rounds I'm going to put through it in a stripper clip. One thing I didn't mention was that this sight here starts at 1,000 meters and goes up to 220. So that's a long way. We're not going to shoot it anywhere near that far. You just push this in and push it up, and boy, it raises that baby right up. You could shoot at the moon with that thing, but we're going to put it down on 1. And we're at about just 75 yards or so, I think, right here, and we're gonna shoot it from here. Again, this is a 7.92 by 57 millimeter cartridge that goes in this gun. The older Mausers, Swedish Mausers and Mausers made for other countries, some shot 7.65, 6.5, different calibers, so you have to be careful. This one, these World War II K98s are known as the 8mm Mauser 7.92. Of course, they just round off to 8x57, so this is your 8mm 8x57 Mauser. Now, by comparison, you know, the 308 is a 7.62 by 51, and the AR-15 is a 5.56. So, you know, this is a pretty good size round, 8mm, pretty good size round. So that's why a lot of these were converted to sporting use after the war. They just took the wooden stock off and everything, mounted a scope on here, and a lot of these Mausers were converted to deer rifles. This 8mm is a good deer round. It's like 30-06. Anyway, we're going to shoot it now, and that's the target down there. We'll open her up. I got a stripper clip here, and we'll attach it, slide her right down there, and then you just take this and push her down, push all those down in there, take that clip out. Pretty slick. Not quite as slick as the you know, American Grands that were semi-automatic. It does have a safety here. Straight up is safe, so right now it's on safe. It shouldn't be able to fire. In fact, it won't fire. This locks it out. But we're going to take it off right now, and we're going to shoot it at that target down there. Oh, I guess I better put my hearing protection on first. This does make a little noise, of course. Put the safety back on and put it back on my shoulder here. Yeah. Then I'd be more deaf besides being senile, right? Alright, there we go. I guess the first shot would have made me aware I didn't have my hearing protection on, but okay, so here we go. Safety off. Shooting at high chest down there. Kicks a little, not too bad. You know, I felt a lot worse, but she does kick. Let's move this. All right, here we go. 3 more. I'm going to try a headshot, see how good the sights are. It's like one more. There she is. Ah, great. All right, let's go down and see what we did. Let's pick up this brass. This brass is worth saving, so we'll pick it up. Ah, not too bad. There's the 4 body shots. Oh, there's the one I was shooting for the head. I pulled it left just a little. But the body shots are all pretty good. Yeah, look at that. They're all right there together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad from just standing. I was just standing, lining it up down the center of the target, and then the one I went for the head, I pulled a little to the left, but a 8mm round would have, well, that would have hurt some, I suppose. But yeah, you know, the accuracy's good. That barrel is in pretty good shape. All those rounds came out of that barrel pretty straight. And considering I was just holding center of mass, no particular bullseye or anything, that's not too bad. That's definitely combat accuracy, combat shooting. If you were in combat, open sight, taking a quick aim shot, that's not bad. Those are all dead center, center of mass, and they group pretty well, so they're not spread all over the place. So barrel's in good shape, and this thing's a lot of fun to shoot. Heck of a lot of fun to shoot. Anyway, I hope this was interesting for you. I really like this old Mauser. We'll set it up here and give you one more parting shot of it. I just can't help but show it off, I guess. Alright, parting shot. There's the Mauser. K98. What a story this baby could tell, I'm sure. Shoots good. Nice gun. It's a lot of fun. Actually, it didn't hurt my shoulder much at all. Maybe the loads that I'm shooting. I'm kind of shooting some hunting loads in it. I'm not really shooting military loads. But, so I'm sure they're a little softer. Lifter's a little softer shooting. If I was shooting a military load, I'm sure it would have jogged me a little more. But there again, you can see some of the markings on it, and there's those markings on the side. You can see them a little better there. The ones that were punched out by the Russians. I guess they didn't like those swastikas and things on there, but anyway, nice gun. See you later.